Today, we will learn about angles. The word angle originates from the Latin word angulus, which means corner. Like the hands of a clock form a corner, we say that the hands of a clock are making an angle. In this way, we see angles in many objects around us, such as the blades of a scissors together make an angle, the corner of a table make an angle, etc. So let's learn more about angles. Suppose a car is moving in a straight line from place A to place B. Then to find the change in position of the car, we need to find the distance between A and B. Now suppose the hand on the clock moves from place P to Q. If we need to find the change in the position of the hand, would it be correct to find the distance between P and Q? Give it a try. This will not be correct because here the entire hand of the clock is not changing the position. Instead, one end of the hand is fixed at one place while the other end of the hand is changing position. In this way, we say that the hand is moving, or it is said that the hand is rotating. Angle helps us to show the change in position. Angle tells us how much an object, like the hand of a clock, has rotated. We denote this rotation by measuring the angle. If we represent the initial position of the needle with ray OA and the new position after rotation by ray OB, we can say that ray OA has rotated through the angle AOB and has come to the position of ray OB. In this way, the measure of rotation of a ray or line segment is called an angle, or we can also say that the measure of inclination between the two rays starting from a common point is called an angle. Both rays making angles are called the arms or sides of that angle, and the common starting point of both rays is called the vertex. A small arc is made on the vertex to show angle between one ray to the other. Using the vertex, we can give a name to the angle. Like here, the vertex is O, so we can name this angle as angle O. Here, this sign shows the angle. Here there are three rays with the same starting point. As you can see, different angles are being formed at point O. In such cases, we cannot represent all three with angle O because they are all different. Therefore, we take a point on each ray. Like here, we will take point A, point B, and point C respectively on all three rays. And then, using the vertex and these points, we will now be able to name the specific angles. For example, we will name the angle formed between ray OA and ray OB as angle AOB, or we can name it as angle BOA also. While naming any angle, it is important to indicate the name of the vertex in the middle. Just like angle AOB, we will name the angle between ray OB and ray OC as angle BOC or angle COB. Now, can you say what name will be given to the angle formed between rays OA and OC? Come on, give it a shot. Perfect. Its name would be angle AOC or angle COA. We also show this with angle O. With this, you must have understood the concept of angle. Now let's understand angles further. There are three regions related to any angle. The part formed by the arms or the sides of the angles is called the boundary of the angle. The part inside the boundary of the angle is called the interior of the angle. And the part outside the boundary of the angles is called the exterior of the angle. The interior of the angle and its boundary together is called the region of the angle. So today, we learned about angle. We will understand it better by using some examples in the next video.